all know the big stories of how the United States was formed. The Revolution, the Civil War, the push west. But what if I told you the actual shape of the country, the precise lines on the map was decided by angry farmers, stolen timber, and even a dead pig? These are the hidden battlefields, the almost wars, that drew the American borders we know today. Let's start up in the Northeast. In 1838, between Maine and Canada, lies the Aroostook Valley, a land of thick, valuable pine forests. The problem was, both American and British lumberjacks thought the timber was theirs. When Maine officials tried to kick out the British, things got heated. A land agent was taken prisoner, and Maine's governor called up 10,000 military. The U.S. Congress even authorized 50,000 troops and $10 million, bracing for a third war with Britain. 4 months, men stared each other down in the frozen wilderness, ready to fight over pine trees. But not a single shot was fired. A general was sent in to negotiate, and the resulting treaty split the land, creating the border we see today. It was a bloodless war, fought for timber. Now, let us head to the Pacific Northwest for an even stranger story. The War of the Dead Pig. In 1859, on a little island between Washington and Canada, an American farmer shot a pig he found eating his potatoes. That pig, however, belonged to a British company. When the British threatened to arrest the farmer, the Americans called for military protection. So, you had a U.S. Army captain, the future Confederate General George Pickett, facing down 3 massive British warships. The 2 most powerful empires on Earth were on the brink of war over a hog. Thankfully, the British admiral refused to escalate, famously saying he wouldn't start a war over a squabble about a pig. The dispute was eventually settled by the German Kaiser, who awarded the island to the United States, finalizing the border in the Puget Sound. Not all these conflicts were with foreign powers. Sometimes, they were between the states themselves. Take the Toledo War of 1835. Both Ohio and the Territory of Michigan claimed a 468-square-mile piece of land called the Toledo Strip, all thanks to some bad old maps. Things got so tense that both sides called out their militias and started hunting each other through the swamps. The only real injury was a deputy sheriff getting stabbed in the leg with a penknife during a bar fight. President Andrew Jackson had to step in. His solution: Ohio got Toledo and its valuable port, and as a consolation prize, Michigan got the Upper Peninsula. Michigan felt cheated, thinking the Up was just a worthless wilderness. But history had a surprise in store. The Upper Peninsula turned out to be packed with copper and iron ore, which later fueled America's entire Industrial Revolution. You might think these border squabbles are a thing of the distant past, but you'd be wrong. As recently as 1931, Texas and Oklahoma almost went to war over a bridge. Then, when a new free bridge was built over the Red River, the owner of the old toll bridge nearby got a court to block it. Oklahoma's governor was furious. He declared martial law and showed up at the border himself, revolver in hand. With the National Guard, Texas Rangers responded by blocking the bridge with barbed wire. For a few wild weeks, it was a standoff between soldiers and Rangers until the federal courts finally sorted it out. It just goes to show how seriously people take the lines on a map. These little-known conflicts, from the forests of Maine to the Red River, are more than just quirky historical footnotes. They're the scars of old arguments, proving that national borders aren't just drawn in quiet rooms by men with maps. They were forged in the field, through negotiation, bluffs, and the threat of force. They remind us that the United States is a giant puzzle, and every single piece was fought for. One tree, one pig, and one bridge at a time. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this dive into hidden history, make sure to like and subscribe for more.